Hey, teenagers, young people, thank you for coming back again and again. You remember what we talked in the last episode? We talked about courageous walk. How have you been walking? Have you been walking courageously? I don't know. I'm going to share something very interesting today. Careful change. We talked about the courageous walk last episode. This episode, we are going to talk about careful change. What do I mean by careful change? We all need to be careful to change certain things. I said this in one of these episodes. If you don't change, you don't grow. I'm saying that again. If you don't change, you don't grow. If you have to grow, you have to change. Only those who grow will change, and only those who change will grow. If you're going to get stuck in one place and say, I'm not going to change at all, this is who I am, you will never grow. You will get stunted. We call it retarded. Growth is not there. Get stunting. Every one of us need to grow in our own fields, in our own places. If we have to grow, we have to change. And if we have to change, we have to grow. I'll give you two principles for us. One is our intentionality. How intentional you are. I'll read something that I've written down here. We need to act intentionally, processing, learning, and then doing it again, and then processing what you have done and learning from what you have done and doing it again and then processing again. You get what I'm saying? That's intentionality. Anything that you do, whatever is your walk in life, be intentional, meaning you have to process, you have to learn from what you have processed, and then you have to redo it and do it again from that place of that processing that you have done. And once you do this cycle again and again and again, you will begin to change. I'll personally just say this, I struggle. There are a lot of places I struggle. A lot of places I'm afraid. A lot of places, when I talk very boldly. Young people would just say, oh, George Uncle, you're talking so well. Yeah, but I have my struggles. I still have my struggles. Sometimes, recently my wife said something and I don't want to go into the details of it. And I couldn't sit there. I stood up from there and I just said, I'm sorry. And I just walked away into my room. Why? Because it triggered some of those childhood memories of how somebody would put me down and do things. Of course, my wife is very, very sweet. She immediately came running back and said, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I said, you didn't mean to. But the way you said certain things, it's not about you, what you said. It's about how it triggered. See, we need to come to that place of intentionality of how we process. Unless we process, learn, and do, process, learn, and do, we are not going to change. We are not going to grow. 2, it's God's credibility. First is our intentionality. Second, it's His credibility. Now, what do I mean by His credibility? You have a Heavenly Father who will never give up on you. Who will never give up on you. You have to keep reminding yourself every time, no matter how many times you have failed, no matter how many times you have fallen, no matter how many times you have messed up. That's the term that teenagers use, right? I messed it up. Oh, I blew it. I was just counseling somebody yesterday and said, in this friendship, I blew my friendship. I kind of messed it up. I do understand that. But your Heavenly Father is never going to leave you. That's His credibility. His credibility is that He has never let go of His children. He has never given up on His children. He will never back out on His children. That's His credibility. That's His testimony. That's His character. Now you need to bank on His credibility, not on people's credibility. Not even on our own credibility. No, it's His credibility. My Heavenly Father. You need to hold on to His credibility. He is not going to back out on you. He is never going to give up on you. You need to come to that place. What are we talking about? We are talking about careful change. 2 things that we talked about. Our intentionality. That's very important. The way we process, learn, do, process, learn, do. 2, it's His credibility. He's credible. I love the story of this little boy who was there in the forest, and as he was there in the forest, he told his dad and said, Dad, I'm just going up that little hill, so please watch over me, okay? Please watch over me. And he went there. And when he went there, he couldn't see his father because he had gone a way off. And then he was like, I don't know whether my dad can see me and watching over me. And suddenly there was this bear that was attacking him. This boy did not know what to do. He froze. And as he froze, he was like, I hope my father is seeing it. I hope something can happen. I don't know if I have to scream, if I have to run, or if I have to jump, or I think I'm going to die. When the bear came pouncing very close, and suddenly there was this big sound. Boom! What sound was that? A gunshot. The father shot the bear. The bear falls down dead, and this little boy comes running from the hill down and says, Dada, did you see this? Somebody shot the bear. The father said, I was the one who shot it. But I couldn't see you. You couldn't see me, but I saw you all the time. I was seeing you all the time. I was watching over you. That's exactly what it is, young people. Teenagers, your Heavenly Father is watching over you all the time. You may not see Him at times, but He is watching over you all the time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of these sessions. You're amazing, and that's why you're here. Don't just keep listening to these videos and sit quietly. Two things. One is continue to listen. Two, with whatever you're listening, start sharing with your friends. Start sharing with your friends. Become a blessing to your friends. Uncle, my friends will never accept me. That's okay. Find out some of those friends who will accept and begin to share. Influences someone. You as a teenager, as a young person, you can influence someone. You can do it. Bye-bye. Lovely meeting with you.